Hey guys, it's week 53. I love design weeks. They're so much fun and I get to be creative without worrying I'm going to break anything. This week I redesigned the entire Dropboard marketing presentation. Let's talk about what's going on and then I'll show you a demo of what I've got. First of all, let's do a quick traction update. We're on a hot streak right now. I've had at least one purchase every day for the last 10 days in a row. Plenty of those purchases have been Dropboard Business, which is my higher price plan. Signups are exceeding 10 a day right now on average and hitting a peak of about 20. Conversion rate to purchase is really high still, and all those people who haven't purchased are really good fodder for upsells later. Here's a reminder of the current plan. Let's just quickly go over where we are on the roadmap. In December, I launched Dropboard at its simplest expression, and with a quick best attempt effort to market and package the product for validation. After a lot of product polish, I recently launched a new plan called Dropboard Business, which is a higher tiered plan based on the feedback I've gotten from customers. Now that lots of small issues have been ironed out and I've been listening to some really great feedback from customers, the product vision has become really clear. And as an aside, I'd have to say that in all the products I've ever built, nothing has felt as clear in terms of product vision as this one does. So that's a really good feeling. Honestly, I think I owe a lot of that to the methodical way I've approached it this time. With the pace of these weekly videos has actually really helped structure my thinking. Anyway, my end goal is to create an even higher price plan for Dropboard to be a full applicant tracking system, and I want to compete with some really big players like Lever and Greenhouse. Right now I'm having a lot of success in the Wix marketplace, and it's possible I could reach a pretty high MRR just on that alone, but I really want my native SaaS offering to be my eventual bread and butter for this business. And to kick that off, I'm going to be launching Dropboard on Product Hunt. Before I can do that though, I need to rework the whole Dropboard presentation with everything that I've learned up to this point. And that's where I'm at right now. And this week I've got about 95% of that design finished. And next steps will be actually implementing it. There's been a bit of a transition in my work efforts that I wanted to talk about for a second. Before Dropboard was validated, you guys have seen me move really quickly to try to get an idea out there and find something that sticks. I call this slap and dash mode, where speed is the absolute top priority. When confronted with product and marketing decisions, I've often pick the option that gets the idea out faster, as opposed to one that might be more holistic or better for long-term maintenance. A perfect example of that right now is dropboardhq.com. It's a best effort version of the presentation of the product. Now that we're firmly in validated territory, this mindset needs to shift slightly. And you saw it first happen about week 45 when I was redoing my production infrastructure. That was kind of the first signal of this shift. And to be clear, I'm still very interested in moving quickly and iterating. This transition is not an excuse to make everything perfect, but now as I approach each feature, each marketing idea, each bit of maintenance, I'm taking a little bit more time to try to do it in a way that will be more maintainable. And as a solo bootstrap founder, this is how I scale myself. When I finish each bit of work right now, I'm doing my best to be forward thinking and to handle edge cases. You're going to have to revisit almost everything in a startup many times, but now I'm trying to push those revisits out as far as I can while still maintaining velocity. And a great example of this happened this week. Last week I had said in my video it would be aggressive, but a possibility that I would have all the marketing designed and implemented by this week. As I got into it, I found more opportunities to be clearer in the presentation or really extend how the product is presented. In my slap and dash mode, I would have cut all this extra scope just so I could ship it. But now I'm being a little more patient, a little more focused, and I forced myself to give the design the extra time that it needed. And as a result, I'm very happy with the design, and I feel like it's strong enough that it could last me 6 months and maybe even longer.
All right, it's playtime. Let's dig into these designs. I love doing this. This is my Figma file where I've got all these designs, the evolution of Dropboard, and here we are in March 2023 landing pages. So I started off with thinking about the tagline here. A lot of focus has been put lately to describing the value, the benefit that your customers are going to receive from your product, as opposed to talking about its features. That's a really smart mindset, but I do think the pendulum has swung in the opposite direction. I see so many sites where I come to the page and I don't know what the product is quick enough. I have a limited attention span as a viewer. If you don't get to what the actual product is, I'm not going to care about your solutions. And for Dropboard, it's just really simple. You can put jobs in your site and you can get resumes in your inbox. So in the hero section, I want to show an animation that really demonstrates this pretty quickly. This right here is kind of a stubbed out version of what I want the animation to do. Figma doesn't really do animations. So I found this other tool that's really interesting called Artboard Studio. It is not quite as polished as Figma is, but it is really powerful for creating these types of animations. What I have here is a series of actions that demonstrate the core version of this product. And what I'm going to do on the homepage, manipulate this video with JavaScript to actually show it happening. When the page loads, it's going to bring this video up. We're actually going to animate bringing Dropboard into their site, showing them that you can apply for a job when you submit an application. They get a thank you, and then it comes to you via email and it arrives in your inbox. So it really demonstrates everything that I want to show and encapsulate in a quick animation. Right along that, I definitely want to have my main call to action, starting a free trial, and I'm also going to have a video trailer button here that's going to expand when you hover it so that people can watch my trailer, because I'm really proud of my trailer. I think it deserves to be upfront. Social proof is something that I've never been able to have, and I'm really happy that I do have it now. I want to dig into right away what the product looks like. I want people to taste, touch, feel it really quickly. And this is where I'm kind of shifting a little bit to the problem scope. And I'm saying, candidates are eager to work at your company. When they get to your site to apply, keep that momentum going, right? So on this part of the page, I want to talk about how it can fit your brand, how there's all sorts of fine touches that are built in that you don't have to worry about that are going to make you look good. And these are going to be real live drop boards that people can actually interact with. They've been teased with the experience here, and now they're going to experience for themselves right here. The biggest feature that people love is the ability to put custom fields on your application. And this is part of my Dropboard business plan. So I just want to hint at it because it's something that people are always going to ask, and I want them to be able to go dig into that. And then every once in a while, I want a quick, easy call to action. So if somebody's like, yeah, you got me, where the hell is your start free trial button? I want it to be within arm's reach. And then the other thing I really want to clear up with people is how easy it is to install. It's just a script that goes in your site one time and then it's there forever. Or if you're on Wix, you can just install it straight away. And because I have a really nice tutorial video that walks you through how the whole thing works, I really want to highlight that too, along with how it works here. And then I'm going to end up with the pricing that I already have today. Let's go look at what this looks like in Dropboard Business. Dropboard Business is basically taking this foundational idea and then amping it up. If someone's coming to this page, they've already been kind of sold a little bit on the foundational idea. Now we're talking about ways to up the ante. We're going to have a real example of Dropboard that uses these custom questions, because that's the biggest feature in Dropboard Business. I want people to see it right away. So you can click on this apply button and you're going to actually be able to see the custom questions that get there. The custom question part is not just about the questions you can ask on the form, but it's how you receive those responses and are able to digest a candidate. And then to hit home on that just a little bit more, I want to make it really clear the kinds of things you can do with this custom fields. So I want to have an interactive area where you can drag and drop some different field types and kind of hint at what you're able to do on the page. And then I want to jump into the candidate database, which is another really big feature that lets you not just get email notifications of candidates, but actually dig into them over a period of time, sort, search, filter, and all that. And then I want to close it out with the other big feature in Dropboard Business today, which is the ability to search jobs and filter by locations for your candidates. That's something that benefits people who have a lot of job openings. And I love this little flourish that it kind of ends with. It leads your eye towards the start a free trial, which is the final call to action on the page. And as I was building that, I was trying to think, all these features I'm trying to highlight, there's one that's really important and is kind of missing, and that's the AI feature for helping you write job descriptions. It's kind of a small feature, but it's really useful, and everybody's hot on AI right now. So knowing that Dropboard takes AI seriously and only when it's actually useful, I think is an important thing to show. That's one of the things I'm working on right now, is changing this bottom part here to add a hook for the AI feature. And then I want to bring them to an actual page with that. So we're going to go all the way over here. And this is going to be the page to show how the AI works. And I figure, why don't I just release this as a free tool? This will be another way to get some eyeballs on the site, where you can enter a job title and it's going to produce the job description just like it does inside Dropboard. And then while people are here, while that's working, they're going to get a chance to see how Dropboard works. At the very end of this, it's just going to show you what it's like to create a job in Dropboard, since that's what this feature is about. It's about helping you create a job. Another piece that's important that I want to redo is the header. I want you to be able to see the product on any page and drill into some of these really hot questions like, oh, it's got AI, it's got custom questions, it's got a candidate database. Another thing I did this go around, which I don't always do, is to design the mobile version of this. A lot of times as a developer, I can take the standard design and then modify it to work on a mobile device. But this time I really wanted to think mobile first and give this a very clear presentation. And this is one of the benefits of being the designer, the marketer, and the developer, is there's a lot of shortcuts I can take. There's a lot of pieces in here that are small that I'm like, I know what to do once I get this to the page. I'm not going to design the whole thing out because I just don't need to. If this was more of a traditional startup, you'd have to go through a little more paces on this.
Okay, guys, that's it for week 53. Next week, I have 3 priorities. One is I found some speed improvements for the way that Dropboard works with Wix, and I'd really like to get that out there to give everybody a nice boost. 2, I've got to send out my monthly newsletter to folks to keep them updated on what I've been doing. And 3 is I'm going to try to implement all of the design that I demoed for you today and have it live. Let's cross our fingers for that. I'll see you next week.